Ladies and gents, we got the car very close to the garage today, basically to try and get a bit of shade. So the idea is today we are going to try and make an induction kit for this car. This is going to be like an ongoing thing. There's a lot of ideas that I've seen from the likes of GT Intake and people doing their own little projects. I want to try and make a cold air intake and deal with the heat soak of the GTIs as it is anyway. So I'm going to size up some pipes. Basically, I'm just going to do like a live development as such while I'm here trying to figure out. I've got a load of piping, I've got a silicone hose, I've got a catch can as well, which is going to be great. And hopefully I'm going to do all this while pointing you guys over here. And I thought I'd get out the sun because, as you can see, it's very bright and you won't be able to see anything. So yeah, I'm going to try and find a way to prop you up, something like that. And then we're just going to go for it, figure out how I'm going to do this. I bought what somebody said was a kit. It's not a kit at all. Bought some more tubing and I'm going to basically retro fit some stuff. So the main thing I wanted was this, which is the turbo pipe. And this is going to sit there. And then obviously we'll put the filter there. That was the main thing I wanted purely because of that. So they've done two inlets into it, one for the catch can and then one for the vacuum lines. And then it comes with a load of other stuff. It's got a catch can, which we'll try and fit, a load of little clips and stuff, and then obviously the ram air filter, which hopefully will go there and make that work. Now, if you're doing this yourself, there's three main lines. You got a vacuum line here, got a vacuum line there, and then just back here, you've got another vacuum line there. That one and that one's the same size. That one's slightly bigger. Then obviously you've got the crankcase breather, which goes from here into here. And hopefully we're going to divert it to the catch can, catch the oil, and then back into the inlet. That's the plan. I've got a little setup here. There you go. I guess the first things first, we need to get stuff out. A box here, which hopefully you can see, which is like an air intake from here. And then goes into here. There may even be a filter in here. And then it goes down to the back of this filter box, from the filter box through the mass sensor, from the mass sensor to the turbo, and then obviously down intercooler, and then to the inlet manifold at the back of the engine. Hopefully we can get rid of this air box, these pipes, this box, and then put a fat air intake here. But you'll see, I mean, even if I just remove this pipe, and I get this out the way, it's still attached by the ECU, I think. There's a pipe we can get rid of here. You can see where it's had to be rubbed down to clear the new high pressure fuel pump. So hopefully that will alleviate this issue. Again, this isn't like an airtight thing. It's purely just a cold air feed, but we could reuse this to divert air back up somehow. I don't know yet. It looks like 10 mil. Go. Yeah, it looks like it's clipped in. Yeah. There we go. So in here is nothing. It is literally just a box. Maybe a box to catch leaves? I don't fucking know. Anyway, we've got the ECU here, so that frees up a load more space for us. This main pipe. I'm going to put the screw back in here as well. Right, flathead. So these are just normal Jubilee clips. Hopefully the turbo's not too hot. And then we'll also have to disconnect the vacuum lines, which are just like push. One disconnected, two disconnected, all sorts of clips and stuff. The crankcase breather as well, it's just a push. And with a bit of luck, a sensor. I think this is actually it heats up the gases, I'm pretty sure. God knows how it comes off. Oh, I think it's broken. Big tube. Looks nice and smooth in there though. Bit of oil there, obviously, where the crankcase is breathing. That's the aim of the catch can, is to stop that. Turbo looks cool. Wow, there she is. The beast. No weird play. This is what we're looking like right now. So this is actually what I've taken out, by the way. You can take this filter out. So we've got this vacuum line here. We've got this vacuum line here. High pressure fuel pump, MAF, airbox, and there's another one just down here. We need to link this, this, and that together, and then into the inlet. And then find somewhere to mount this. That's gonna be an interesting one. Next up, God, they know how to make sure it's on, don't they? Blimey, Joe. Try and just take it off with the Torx like a glove. I hope the MAF cable is long enough. It's very short. This is actually what you're meant to do to get the airbox out. Like to change the filter. With a fucking ball ache, wouldn't it? So this should just come out. Cool, MAF. Now, that is definitely too short. But can we... So that's connected to that, which is connected to that. Might have to unravel that a bit. Oh, thank God for that. Right, MAF. The actual lead comes out down here and joins the main harness. So maybe I'll just need to unwrap this. I hate this like tape stuff that they use. Oh, it's awful. Anyway, let's get this airbox out. I'm pretty sure somewhere down here. I think there is a bolt somewhere. It is. How the hell am I going to get in there? I'm going to have a plan. Let me figure this out. Okay, I've done it. It's a very long bolt for no weird reason. How the fuck does he even come out there? Take the lid off. Alright. I guess the lid's got to come off. The sun is slowly encroaching. Lid off. Just have a look. So that little breather pipe's there. That's the top half. No, it's like captive. Huge. Why is it so big? Why is it so big? Still fucking big. What on earth? Jesus, that was ridiculous. It's still not even out yet. Hold on. Oh, come on. Out. Why would you ever put an airbox there? Holy fuck. Right, I have to get onto this. So this can just stay unplugged. That needs to be plugged in. That needs to be plugged in. And this MAF sensor here needs to be down here. The engine looks tiny without the airbox in. There we go. Can always buy more of them if needs be. Right, carry on. Okay, round and round. Hoping eventually this MAF will just pop down. Yeah, because you can see the MAF's nowhere near long enough, so just keep on winding. Yes, brilliant. Bosh. Great stuff. Of course, we can wind this all back up now. How far does this MAF go down? I'll probably split it off like something like that. Cool. Right. Let's tie this all back up. Nice. Right, so we've got this pipe here, which I'm pretty sure goes to the boost solenoid, and then a couple more vacuum lines, which probably go to like brake boost or something like that. I just need to figure out how I'm going to tee into these. Maybe just pipe them. God knows. Hello, you lot. Right, I've been busy messing about, trying to figure out some stuff. So I've done all that, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what everything does, because I've figured it out, and I've got some zip ties because I'm just going to try that out. But just bear in mind, this is V1. I've already got some improvements which I want to do already. So I'm just going to have to order the bits. But let me run through what you got. So on the bin, this is the setup. This is obviously going to go over here. Now you might be thinking, wow, that looks exactly the same, except there's a catch can. This whole ECU had to move, and to do that you've got to like wangle all the wires, so that is now lying flat and there, and that will be held in place by imagination. You can see the oil catch can, and I've got a little drain tube at the bottom which I'm going to try and cable tie up just to one of these lines, and then you can see a load of stuff. So let me run through first. So the oil the PCV then goes down here. Like I said, this is V1, so at the moment we're just adapting like this. I need to tighten this up. It goes straight down into the catch can, inlet gets caught, and then this for now will just be venting to the air, which I'll tell you why in a second. The second is we've got that line which is snugly on there, and then another one underneath connecting together to make the vacuum line number 1. And then this up here, which actually, if I suck on it, as weird as that sounds, watch the turbo, actually controls that. I thought it was a breather for something else, but turns out not. One way I can do this is just get a 4-way, so I can just plug this into there and then connect the catch can to this bit here. But what I'm going to do now, just to get the car running, these two to the inlet, and then obviously this can just vent to the air. It's not a major issue, seeing as the catch can is right there. Should be able to drive it, don't see any issues with that. So I'm just going to cable tie everything up, get it running, and then we'll try for a first start. Fingers crossed nothing's broken. We are fully sunned right now. Slotting this in, which is still a very tight fit. Then plug the MAF sensor in. Alright, plugged in. Alright, last little thing to clamp down, and then we can test start it. I need to put the brake reservoir back as well. I think we're ready. Blow up. Oh, the fan's on. I was thinking, fucking hell, what's all that wind? Alright, cool. Right, we need to go for a test drive. Alright, come on then. Let's go for a quick drive. But it's fine now, but as soon as you fucking drive, watch, it's gonna break. It literally sounds identical. Take it back. It sounds way different. Oh my god, you can hear the turbo go. I felt like I was popping more, but let's see what it sounds like down there. Whoa! Woo-wee! The sun is so bright, but it definitely sounds different. Whoa! So many rattles and stuff without anything in the boot. Jesus. Oh! I need to get the mic in there. Let me figure something out. Pulled over just to check, but I'm also gonna whack the mic in there. Fuck it. Looking all good, everything's still on. Vacuum line's still on. Not leaking loads of oil out there. Not leaking any oil out of there. I think that water pump tensioner, water pump tensioner, that one that moves, I think that's being a bit noisy. Great stuff. Right, I'm gonna whack the mic here. Enjoy. It's a bit later on. This is what we're working with. In fact, I've already bought some more stuff to improve this system. It'll come over the next couple of days and whatnot. So could even do with trimming this down a little bit, bring it over. But realistically, the further away it is from that engine, the better, because it's hot. All looks good. Like I said, I've ordered a few bits already, but it all seems to work pretty well. Still got oil? Yes. There's oil in there. We're doing something right. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. I hope you guys all enjoyed. It was actually a really, really nice day today. I'm glad we tackled that and did everything we did. I'm surprised no engine lights, but that just confirms, like, you know, my understanding of the intake system, what does what, which is great, because if I understand it, I can see how I can improve it. So this is V1, obviously. I'm going to just try and improve it. I need to do a heat shield at some point, maybe turbo blankets. I want to upgrade all the pipes along the line, but it's better just to do little things as we go along than try and do everything all at once. You know, we haven't even touched the intercooler yet, so little improvements. Power-wise, it feels a little bit more nippy, but that could just be the bum dyno talking. It sounds incredible, as you heard. Yeah, no, overall, really, really happy. Cost-wise, it was an absolute fraction of the cost of something like a GT intake. Now that I know what I need, I could do that probably like about 100 quid. So, which is crazy. So, anyway, give it a go yourself. Enjoy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, join, become a channel member, all that sort of stuff. Comment down below. But other than that, guys, hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video.